Hi guys, in this illustration I'll be teaching you how to draft a roll of collar. Okay, so I've joined my front shoulder to my back shoulder. If you're doing this style, you must have joined your front shoulder to your back shoulder before you do this style. So because I'm using a paper as an illustration, I'll be using my paper tape to tape it down. Okay, so yeah, I just decided to fold the zipper allowance. Okay, because we don't need the zipper allowance side. So after the zipper allowance, I'll place my tape rule and measure round all through what I have on the neckline. Okay, so I'll measure around all through what I have on the neckline, and after I'll just take my time. Please don't rush when you're doing this on your fabric. Please don't rush. Okay, take your time to measure slowly and gently. All right. So I found out that I had 38 and half. Okay, so this 38 and half, I'll bring my paper and place on bias fold. Okay, I'll first fold on bias like this. Okay, just watch the way I'm folding my paper. Okay, then next thing I will fold it again to make it four folds. Okay, I'm folding into four. So first of all, I folded it on bias, then I also fold it again, just as you're seeing on your screen. Then the next thing is to get half of 38 and half. So 38 and half is 19.25. Okay, so I'll mark my 19.25. And for the height of my collar, I'm using 4.5 plus half inch, which is 5 inches. Okay, plus half inch to turn the collar. All right, so I'll mark my 19.25 here and connect with my straight ruler. After connecting it, I will mark the height of my collar. I told you I'm using 4.5 plus half an inch for sewing on the neckline of the pattern of my fabric though. So after that, I connected with a straight ruler. Then for the back, for that extension at the back, I would just use the remaining fabric. Though you can use four as your extension, but I just use remaining paper as and slanted it as my extension for the back. Okay, so that will be for the back. So the next thing I had to do is to cut all through and also notched my midpoint. So that place where I notch will be my midpoint. Okay, so next thing I'll be doing now is to bring my pattern paper and notch the midpoint on your fabric. Please make sure you notch the midpoint of your fabric. Okay, then I'll place my collar and pin it to the midpoint of the front of my pattern paper. Then I'll pin all through. Okay, I'll pin all through. So if you don't want your collar to be this wide, you can use 4 inches wide, 4 inches width for your collar. Okay, so just pin gently and just spin gently, gently, and gently, just as you're seeing on your screen. I know some of you might be wondering what I use for the width of the neckline. I use 3.5 for my width, and for the back, because it's a V neckline at the back, so I came down by 10 inches, depending on how deep you want your back to be. So I'm trying to show you guys how that you must before you pin, you must close up this extension side. I forgot that because it was the pattern paper though, but if it was a fabric, I would have run a stitch on that side. Okay, so after pinning, I will just flip over. Okay, it's because I'm not using a lining, so just an illustration just for you to see it. All right, so I'll just flip it over to the front parts. Okay, then I'll show you guys the end result of it. So here's the end result of the roll of color. Okay, for the zipper side, I use pin to hold it down. You know, this is a paper, not a fabric, so I just use my pin to hold it down so you guys can see the end result of it. So this is how it looks like at the end of the day. Okay, like I said earlier, if you don't want your collar to be this big, you can make it of 4 inches depending on what you want. Okay, so I my collar is bold because it's pattern paper. So thanks for watching. If you have any questions, drop on the comment section.